Good evening, everybody. I am Jordan Bazugli here with Joshua Cronin, and this is
Oh,
the OTA Super Sunday Super Cup Week 6. We're at Imola this week.
we are.
Autodromo, is it Enzo Edino Ferrari? I think that's the order.
Autodromo Nacional Enzo E. Dimo Ferrari.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah,
Named
in
after, obviously, the Ferrari founder.
in Italy, yep. And Dino, his son. Um, Also, what the company Dino was named after, with the Dino 246 and 308s and all that good stuff. We are not in a Ferrari this week. We are in the BAC Mono. Drivers are just out doing qualifying, so we'll just get into the main race feed right now and just see what's happening there. Just following some of the drivers around as they're starting to set some lap times. Val with a 42.1 and Nathan not too far behind, 43.2. Do we have any idea, I guess, in terms of strategy? I know the drivers were discussing before, a little bit about what their expectations are during this race.
Yeah, so strategy-wise, drivers are expected. They kind of figured out collectively we're going to be going for a two-stop strategy. Um, the interesting part about the PSC mono is that, or the back mono, is that the car actually comes with a choice of a couple different slick compounds and a semi-slick compound, a road tire. And so drivers were trying to find the difference between and the pace difference over the long run between the slick and the semi-slick. Looks like the slick's going to be the more viable option, but definitely, definitely a little bit of fun for the drivers to work out. Some drivers seem to be saying that they're going to do it on softs with the way the tires change. Some might be opting for the mediums. Who knows? But yeah, it's going to be a two-stopper with basically from what it sounds like is the soft slicks the entire way.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me very interesting. I guess see how the strategies. I know there's a couple different in terms of fuel as well, and fueling and just how much to carry over the race. So they all work out to about equal. Whether you're going a one stop, a two stop, or a three stop, but yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see how that plays out, and we're gonna see a lot of differing pit strategies today. So should be pretty good.
Yeah, pretty. I mean, Imola's a pretty good track, pretty popular track too. One of the default tracks in Assetto Corsa, one of the more common ones actually. And it should be a lot of fun. It's it's challenging, but it's a little bit fast. The chicanes aren't as fast, obviously, as the old Imola used to be, but it's still a pretty high speed. I want to say flowing, but not really. It's got the elevation changes though. It's a fun circuit, especially in this sort of a car. See, the back mono's quite an interesting car because it almost kind of drives like a single-seater. Well, I mean, it is a single-seater, but it drives more like a formula car than it does a road car, even though this is technically a road car.
Yeah, I
You
mean
know,
it does
falls
have
falls under the
push rod suspension,
yeah.
quite a bit of like I guess with those kind of like hybrid fenders and everything. And I'm actually I'll go out to the free cam here if I'm able to do so. Let's just cycle through. We're gonna find it eventually. Maybe not. No, it's gonna fight me. There we go. Okay, so here we can get a little look around the car here. So you can see here, despite it having closed fenders, you have a lot of this kind of lower floor and this kind of detail here, what would be the hood on a normal vehicle, kind of acting as a front wing and providing a lot of frontal downforce on the vehicle. You have kind of your side pod here directing air through the back. Same thing at the rear here, this kind of wing frame here that also holds the exhaust, and your diffuser here. Despite it being a closed fendered car, actually is much more common with open wheelers and formula cars, like Josh was saying, and handles just like it. Body produces a lot of downforce. You do have your push rod suspension inboard on both the rear, and if I slip around to the front side here, it's the same thing that we can see kind of on the front from that angle. But yeah, very, very interesting car, how it's engineered. And yeah, really, really formula-like in its driving experience.
Yeah, I mean, just absolutely. The back model was basically created from the ground up as a track toy. It just also happens to be road legal because you got to get to the track somehow. And it's a real neat car. I've seen lots of footage on it, which is kind of inspiration for me to add it. choose this car. And I mean, it's a fast car. You can put slicks on it, and you get a little bit of you gotta do a lot of counter steering with it. It's got aero, but I mean, it's still, when you think about it, it's a push rod. It's a push rod open seater, open wheeler.
Yeah,
So
yeah. It
these
still
drivers
has.
pushing it quite a bit, especially with these
Absolutely.
curves too.
Yeah, it does have the I guess that grip level of something that like a Formula or downforce car, especially with the slicks on it, but still allows a little bit of I guess playfulness, right? Like you get a little bit of slip still, not like some other I guess higher end Formula cars, let's say like Formula 2, Formula 1, where it's you're at the limited adhesion, and then if you get a little bit of slip angle, usually it's game over. So this is actually an interesting balance of really good high grip driving, along with that little bit of forgiveness and I guess approachability in terms of trying to get it to those limits. As you see Val kind of tossing it through here as they go towards Aqua Minerale.
A lot of fun. Val, as usual, sits on the pole. A couple tenths, only 0.02 of a second between Doug Newman and Michael Gaglione.
Absolutely, very, very close quarters action from those two. I'm sure they're going to give each other a real hard time on the racetrack today. Even Nathan Hodgins not too far with a 4.85. So top four, I guess 2, 3, and 4, very tightly packed together.
Yeah, should be an interesting race.
Yeah, I mean, while we're going through the last little bit of qualifying, I guess we may have time for some fun facts about BAC, the company behind the mono.
We're burning the fun facts already in qualifying.
Yeah,
Man,
we're gonna bring it in. So the BAC mono actually is stands for Briggs Automotive Company. So it's two brothers, Neil and Ian, that founded the company in 2009, and they actually had a design and engineering consultancy previously, working with a lot of major European manufacturers, Mercedes, Porsche, Bentley, etc. But then decided to kind of go out on their own and try to make a very kind of open top, single-seater style car, like a formula car, but make something that would be road legal, like a track toy. As you know, between other companies like Ariel and Radical, these vehicles are actually pretty popular in the UK for the track enthusiast. So they wanted their hand in that market as well. Vehicle is powered by a 2.5 liter version of the Durtech inline 4. So the Ford-based inline 4, although this one comes from Mountoon, which is I guess Ford-owned or Ford-associated tuner.
so that's just making it a little bit spicier.
Yep. So this inline 4 is naturally aspirated, but being 2.5 liters, so a lot of displacement and pretty high revving, makes 305 horsepower at 8,000 RPM. So very, very good power from a naturally aspirated 4-cylinder. Very, very impressive.
It's under 7.5 minutes remaining in qualifying. I've got a fuel monitor here. I'm trying to see how well it works.
Yeah, we'll have to take a look. I apologize, didn't have the session info up there. Just struggling with the Assetto Corsa apps a little bit, but we got it sorted. We got 7 minutes left in qualifying. And drivers.
Let's see if my fuel debug is accurate. Let's see. No, I don't know. I don't like it. It's being weird. I don't trust it.
Away she goes. Yep, so another fun fact for the BAC Mono, it is the second fastest Top Gear power lap of all time, and the fastest overall on road legal tires. Yeah, car did a 114.3.
Oh, that is pretty quick.
Very fast around the track, beating the likes of the Bugatti Veyron Super Sport, What else? Apollo, Comfort Apollo. Bunch of other stuff. Koenigsegg maybe?
Oh, yeah, I
CCR?
would have gone. I would have gone.
Yeah,
Well,
would
yeah,
have
the
gone fast. Quite a bit faster.
CCR also struggled because CCR did not have a
Did
rear
not have a rear
wing.
wing. That is right. Yeah, and a bunch of other stuff. I wonder what the three, like the 918,
Oh, the hypercar.
LaFerrari and the
I don't know
G1
if they
did.
let him do it.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
I mean, I'm looking it up right now. That's how good the
Yep.
broadcast is. We're
Yep.
starting off right now.
Absolutely.
Top
I mean,
Gear
this car also has the
track.
production car lap record around the Hungaroring.
The Hungaro ring.
Yeah,
That's a
154
weird
flat,
like.
which is very
That's a weird
random.
test metric, but
Yep. Yep.
cool.
Let's see. What else we got? Production car lap records at Sepang as well. The Autodromo Querétaro in Mexico. Production car lap record at Autodromo di Modena. And
Oh, that
some
is.
other yeah. So that's a weird looking track. Huh. So it's a circuit with an airstrip in the middle of it, but what happens is essentially you drive around the edge and then you drive up the airstrip in one direction and almost to the end of the airstrip and then you turn around and go back down the other way.
Well,
So it is this is a very
what
very
more do you
odd looking
want?
track.
What more do you want? Backmoto has gone faster than the Ariel Atom V8. However, the Ariel Atom V8 lap was on a moist track. That's what it
Moist.
Thank you. That's what the listing is. So I believe it's like a damp track. Yeah. Oh, Doug Newman has spun out in qualifying. Hate to see it.
Whoopsie.
Oh, those Oz racing rims.
Ozies. We
Oh,
ballin'.
they look like Ozies. I don't know though.
What else? Oh, there's a back mono R. So R
They
is
made a
for
faster version.
reverse because it has a reverse gear that'll go 100 miles an hour. No, it doesn't. That's not for reverse. It's for racing.
That'd be kind of funny. Is it just a bit safer?
It has a 555 kilogram curb weight, which is
That's
absurd.
crazy. That is less than an MX-5.
Yeah, well, quite a bit. It has that's like half. That's less than half of my
Half a normal
BRZ.
car.
Yeah, and my BRZ's
wow.
pretty light. That's like 1200 ish. So that's light. 343 horsepower. So a little bit more power out of that NA, that naturally aspirated 2.5 liter from Mountain. That's a that's a lot of power from a NA four cylinder. Holy moly. Yep. Power to weight ratio 617 horsepower per ton. My God. Yeah, that's nuts. Red line is 9,000 RPM. 137 horsepower per liter from an NA power plant. That's this is bananas. It apparently has bespoke headlights and body panels and some crazy intakey thing.
All right, I zoned out for a bit. I was reading just some of the cars that went around the Top Gear test lap. I'll tell you what, it was weird.
Indeed.
They have lap times for the Renault Twingo GT and the Smart 42 Brabus. Those are both done during very wet laps. So you wanna make distinctions, right?
Absolutely.
The Volkswagen Up TSI was also done during a very wet lap. A 149.4. That's an atrocious lap. That is an atrocious lap.
That's flying.
Good news, the Skoda Fabia VRF's at a 146.9.
Yeah, that's
on a normal track. That's good.
I think the Kia C''D was like in the low 140s, if I recall correctly.
I don't know. I don't know how to look.
That was the
the
start of a
Seed,
reasonably
yeah.
priced car vehicle, I think, for a while.
That was done on melted snow. Apparently, they made the distinction for that. I know the Suzuki Liana was the reasonably priced car for a while.
Yep, and then it was the Chevrolet Lacetti, which was basically like Liana 2.0.
Even better. Honda Accord only went 0.8 of a second slower than a 318i E46.
Dang.
Those are cars at the same time, too. Those are both
Yeah.
Season 1, Series 1, Episode 4. Wow. So that means at the time, an equivalent year 318i went at just a little bit faster than a Honda Accord. Oh, that's crazy. Gags is currently third. Val's on the pole. Doug Newman's in second. I forgot we were calling a race. Nathan Hodgins is in fourth. Joseph Yang
Yeah, we
is
got
in fifth.
46 seconds of qualifying left. Doug.
Joseph Yang wins the award for having the worst paint of the season.
Oh, God, it's awful.
Not by choice.
It's brutal.
He painted the under tray, dude.
It's just all yellow. It's horrendous. I don't want to look at it. I decided
Factory.
I did not want to look at it anymore. So we're looking at Michael Gaglione instead, in third place here. Probably gonna try to go on this lap, but I think he's not gonna have time. He's got 20 seconds left. I don't think he's gonna make it to the end of this lap because the Assetto Corsa will not let finishers, will not let qualifiers finish their last lap once the timer runs out. And you can see he's bailing on that now. And yeah, Val manages to hold on to that pole position, 142.068. Doug getting really close though with a 142.096, so he was able to improve his lap time quite a bit. So we'll see now as we get into the race. Let's see, our countdown begins. Got a couple minutes to wait. Let's do a little quick ad break, and then we'll get back to the grid before our race start. Alright, we're back. We got 2 minutes left before the race start.
Oh, I didn't time it right.
Little grid rundown.
Good grid rundown. All right. Both Pietro is on the pole, rather unsurprisingly. Doug Newman is in second. Gaglione is in third. Nathan Hodgins is in fourth. Joseph Yang sits fifth in the banana boat. Mike Kozier sits sixth. Philip J. Oliveira sits seventh. Julian Trejo starts eighth. Paul Todd ninth. Lee Larson is in 10th. Brady C is in 11th. Laszlo T is in 12th. Daniel Sitabanis is in 13th.
Any predictions?
Well, see, normally my pick is Gerald Nemhard, but unfortunately he was unable to be here due to commitments, which is unfortunate. I had a 25-1 bet on him.
Yeah, I will say that my pick is still Gerald.
My pick is still Gerald, but for like fundamentally, because you have to make a pick, my pick is Phil. Philip's gonna win this race.
All right.
Just kidding. Actually, it's Gags. I'm sorry, Phil.
I'm gonna go Doug.
Oh, look at the paint on Gags' car. That's kind of nice, like a bit of like a reflective. I had a TSX that was a very similar color.
Ooh, that's neat. Yeah, I like that.
I wish the TSX wasn't like a bad car.
It's not bad.
Well, it wasn't bad. I just had a lot of mechanical issues with it.
Was it a stick? Was it
no,
automatic?
No, it was an auto, but the main issue is that car is notorious for having terrible ball joints.
Oh yes, the suspension. I was gonna say I know the 5-speed autos from Honda and Acura can give some issues depending on the model.
No, never had a single issue with them.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I have to say my mom
I
had a RDX of a similar vintage, and that thing was pretty solid. But once again, same thing. Suspension components, it would burn through them at a rapid pace.
10 seconds left.
Lights are on. We're shooting blue flames. We out here. We outside. Lights are all on and about to jump off, and we are racing. Val getting away real clean. Doug having a bit of a rough start. I think Gaglione's actually going to be able to slip on by into second place here. Yeah, seems to do it. As we kind of rock it down here into turn 1. Doug Newman going to have the inside. Gags is going to have to let up and filter in behind. Everyone getting in pretty clean for the most part. Let's take a look. Oh, Joseph Yang looping it.
Spins it in the back.
Unfortunate for him, he's going to have to rejoin at the back of the pack here and work his way back up to the front.
Larson was slow on exit. Don't know if that
Oh,
has something to do
Gaglione
with.
has a off as well.
Oh no!
And he's off, and he's going to have to rejoin to the back now, as I think Joseph Yang is going to be able to slip by from him. So, oh, Joseph Yang going on the dirt here too, a little bit of off-roading for him. Brady C, I think, had an
Brady
issue
C
there.
might have had an issue too. These cold tires might be catching these drivers out. These are cold slicks. They're not very forgiving, especially in a lightweight car like this. Takes a long time to get heat into the tires. Maybe a lap, maybe even 2 or 3.
Absolutely. And it's a long race, so it's really trying to, you know, be cautious on your out laps, you know, knowing that obviously everyone else around you is also on those cold tires, and just kind of giving each other the space, and just being patient, and just, you know, want to make sure you get your tires fired up correctly, so then you can attack the rest of the race. Gaglione getting by Brady C there. Brady C's car, lovely shade of purple, looking real good.
Bill trying to move on Cozier going into the second last corner. Thinks less of it. They got side by side through the straight. Phil just didn't have the move, just wasn't on. I was trying to find how to say it. That didn't sound insulting. He just wasn't there.
Yeah,
Gags
Laszlo
is
Teen,
slow.
Dan Santibanez. I wonder if he got a cut penalty because Brady had to slow down as well.
He may have gotten a cut penalty. Oh, that might be mechanical.
Yeah, I wonder if, I know his
Quote,
force
unquote.
feedback was having issues as well.
Oh, he's got her going again.
He's got it going again, so he's gonna have his work cut out for him. But
he really is.
Just gotta stick with it. Laszlo on Daniel. This has been a really close battle on the first lap, and it looks like Laszlo's not really letting up on Daniel here as we go through the chicane here on the first sector here. Laszlo's gonna get a really good exit. Does he try inside? Takes a look. Ooh!
Oh no!
Ooh!
Oh, just misses the braking point.
Oh my goodness!
Spins off the track.
Daniel, unfortunately, getting a nice little shove.
That's
Joins
not
in 11th. Laszlo now working his way through the pack. Close to Leo Larson here. See if he can manage to get by Lee cleanly. Yeah, no, I mean, these things happen, right? It's close racing, first couple laps. Drivers battling for that key track position, and you know, trying to get as far ahead through the pack as possible.
Well, it's even just you missed your braking reference, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, you're on cold tires, right? And, you know, if you're pushing really hard, it's things are bound to happen. Let's sit in with Joseph Yang and the absolutely revolting yellow back mono here.
That's so bad. I'm so sorry he got that paint.
It's awful. It is so
tries to
awful.
Move.
Scoots in on the inside. Has to go a little bit deep, but I think he's going to hold off Laszlo there. Ooh, gets a little sideways. On the exit
oh,
of the
he's still
corner.
sideways.
Ooh, onto the grass. Holds it. But that's going to bring Laszlo right back into him, and Laszlo's going to be able to zoom right past because he got a much better exit out of there.
He's going to lose time on that straightaway, but he'll be able to get it back going into the first chicane.
How do these things draft? Is it an Assetto Corsa thing again, where they just drafting just doesn't
exist? Regardless, it's an Assetto Corsa thing, but these are very light, very streamlined cars, so the draft isn't going to be as powerful. They're not going to punch in as much of a hole through the air, but who knows? Yeah,
Joseph getting alongside. Will have looks to the inside. Thinks, I mean, he could have the inside there, but ends up running really wide here too. Joseph's really struggling here to keep it on track these first couple laps. I think he's just trying to have a look and really just make up for lost ground, and you know, just pushing a little bit too hard through these corners.
The other issue these drivers are going to have too, especially if they're on the slicks, is they're going to be cold for the first couple laps, but also with the softs. If you have an issue like a spin, or you go into the grass, because the Assetto Corsa likes to have really hot lava grass for some reason, you get your tires heat up, and then you start losing grip, which causes you to slide, which means you heat them up even more.
Oh, Josie Yang going around the outside through Aqua Mineral. He gets it done. Some nice little move actually on Laszlo there, up in 9th place. I'm sure Joseph's going to keep on trucking and try to find some more places there. And the likes of Lee Larson, Paul Todd, who are not too far up the road. Giuliano chucking along pretty well in 6th place here. Philip a couple seconds up the road from him.
Phil might have been serving a slowdown. He was really slow out of that second last corner.
Yeah, he was a lot close. He was within a half second of Michael Koizier.
Yeah, he was
at
really
one
slow.
Point, but he did have to sacrifice some time. I assume, like you said, it's that cut penalty So he's just going to have to work his way back up. Away she goes. Val, nice, clean 3-second lead away from Doug Newman so far, 2.5 to 3 seconds. Doug with a really slow lap, last lap as well. Wonder if that was a cut penalty or something self-inflicted as well. With a 43.7, Val doing a 42.096, which I think was actually Doug's qualifying time. So Val's definitely, right now, in a league of his own in terms of pace. Nobody else, I think, is in the 42s if I look at the lap chart here. Joseph Yang now much closer to Lee Larson, so we'll see if he can get the move done before the end of this lap. Seems to have the run, but I don't think he's going to catch him before this corner here. It's a matter of, do you try something on the inside, you know, like you can't really nose in too much because, you know, you are coming from far back. You have to be very, very, very deliberate when you do make your move as they come through Aquaman Raleigh here. Has a really good line. Has to check up, though, with Lee Larson being kind of stalled up on exit there. And, man, that hurts Joseph a little bit. As I'm sure if he didn't have to check up there, he would have been able to slip right past as we come through the chicane. Now through the last sector of the circuit. Joseph Yang slipping by on the inside. Are they going to go side by side? No, Joseph gets away clean. Takes the inside. He'll have to run a little bit deep here, but he has to make sure now. Corner exit, this last corner, he's got to keep it neat and tidy. Seems to do it. And Joseph Yang now up to 8th and on his way, I'm sure, towards the top 5.
Lee Larson maybe even backing off, saying, listen, we got over an hour and a half left in this race. We're only going to lose time battling. Might be looking to try and make an advantage on the guys in front by just keeping clean. Yeah,
no, for sure. I mean, look, if Joseph Yang is a reasonably quick guy, you know, if you got a fast guy in front of you, almost better to just you know, see if he can stay on his bumper and just work together and you know, filter through the pack that way. You know, it can be really beneficial sometimes. You know, you're you know, following the line of the guy in front. It helps you. Ooh, Lee Larson.
Oh, Lee Larson getting sideways, bonk.
Big bonk.
Hits the
just
wall.
Touched the grass there, and then
yeah, just dip the wheel
on
exit. Yeah, it's a textbook kind of thing. I think Paul Todd or no, Joseph Yang got past Paul Todd. I got confused by my own timing screen. Larson's getting her going. Gonna have some grass on the tires. Not gonna help things. Paul Todd just 0.7 seconds behind Joseph Yang. Got to see how the gap grows as they go through this part. I don't know Imola. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know the track map. So we're getting that corner. You're getting that. You will like it. Going into the whatever chicane.
The chicane that is a chicane.
Yeah. The final chicane.
You know what? I'm going to pull up a track map on my phone.
You know what? I'm going to do that too.
Because the only corner complex I know around here, Tamburello, I guess, the first little complex.
Right, yeah.
And then you got Aqua Minerale, and that's it. So, okay. Oh, Rivazza's the last corner. I remember now. Okay. So,
okay. I'm not going to remember that.
So, we are on Variante Bassa, the front straight. Going
yeah. No, we're just getting front straight. No, we're not naming the front straight.
Now, breaking into Tamburello.
Oh man, Joseph Yang way deep into the corner, jumps over the
bumping
the sausage.
Those salsiccia.
Car seemed to actually handle
big sideways.
He saves it.
Big save.
Car seemed to actually handle pretty good over the curbs, to be honest.
Yeah, suspension actually for a very you know, kind of downforcey kind of car. Its suspension's actually very compliant. Genuinely impressed by that. Joseph Yang giving Giuliano a real hard time here. He's going to try to get by as they go through Tozza and into to Piratella here on the front straight. Yep. On the straight here. So yeah, here turn 9 is Piratella. So we're going to go in.
Wow, Joseph Yang really is trying this move. Gags is also trying his own move with the back. Going to get it done. Gets past Lee Larson.
Yeah.
Might get
through
crossed over
here. And yeah, no, I think Joseph Yang might have the exit here into Variante Alta, which is the chicane,
the chicane.
Yeah.
So he's gonna get it. Oh, Giuliano loses it on the gas, saves it.
He is gonna get that slowdown, which Paul Todd is gonna be able to take advantage of and get past him. Potentially Laszlo as well, not quite. Gaglione, really, I mean, really rough start from him. But seems to have his pace back up in order, and is going to be working his way through the pack. So Mike Gaglione is going to be one to watch over the next couple laps. He catches the likes of Brady, Daniel Santibanez, as well as Laszlo here. So somebody to watch for sure. At the front, things a little sleepy. Val doing 143 flats. Really just kind of gapping Doug Newman and Nathan Hodgins behind at a reasonable pace per lap, about 2-3 tenths a lap. Doug Newman sitting at 143.2s, just kind of chugging along as well. Keeping a similar gap to Nathan Hodgins behind as well. So lead top 3 drivers separated on average, probably about 5 seconds apiece. Philip Oliveira behind a distant, what was that, 14, 13 seconds to the top 3. So Phil's just kind of running his own race here right now in 4th. Michael Kozier not too far behind in 5th place, 1.6, 1.7 seconds to Phil. Joseph Yang already up in the 6th, so you know, after a tumultuous first lap from him, or first couple laps for that matter, and a couple nail biter, tank slapper moments, he's been able to kind of, you know, shake the dust off, get it together, and work his way through the pack. So yeah, very close to Michael Kozier now, and I'm sure he's going to be looking to make a move shortly as they go down through last set of corners here through Vivatsa, through last corner. This has been a little bit of a struggle for Joseph, trying to keep it on the track there. He does so this time, and will be much closer to Michael Kozier now through the straight and into Tamburello, where he can see if he can make a move of some kind.
Yeah, definitely been interesting. There's a lot more battles than I was expecting, even this early into the race. Kozier seemed to kind of get in the brakes late, compromised his apex through the first corner.
Yeah, seems to stay on his bumper though, which is what you want to see. Oh, we get a lot of sorts here. Let's sit on board here with Joseph Yang. Getting real close to Michael Kozier. He seems to be able to carry more speed through the corners. Down into Totsa now. Keeps it tidy on exit. Michael Kozier getting a little bit out of sorts. Joseph Yang just kind of clawing his way slowly as he go down through Piratella and towards Lac Minerale. Oh, checks up.
Oh,
Come on,
save it, he saved
both
it.
save it. Both save it. Both keep going. Michael Kozier seems to really haul on the brakes there for whatever reason. Not sure if he got a little loose or just kind of missed his braking point, and then just kind of locked up there. Joseph Yang checked up. I mean, still some contact, but luckily enough, both drivers kind of, you know, able to catch the little tough moment they had there and keep on going. And the gap is still 0.3 seconds, so I'm sure both of them are having a little sweat session in there as they go chase each other down. Let's look back. Oh, no, before we go, let's see. Kozier really trying to back him up into the corners. Joseph Yang running through the straight. Let's look at Laszlo on Paul Todd here. They've been fairly close as well. Or better
Laszlo,
yet,
Paul Todd, and Giuliano were actually all about. There's like a 3-way battle for every second. Giuliano got a bit of a bad exit there to one of the chicanes. Lost that time, unfortunately.
Yeah, looking at Gaglione here as well, and Brady C. Gaglione using all the track, a little bit of the grass, as one does. It's going to compromise his exit a little bit, and that'll pull him out of reach of Brady onto the front straight, the Variante Bazza here. Oh, Paul Todd going real deep, missing his braking zone, and Laszlo is going to be able to slip on through into 7th place.
Trouble.
Paul Todd is all up in the infield here on the gravel at Tamburello. So be very careful on his rejoin.
There's a ton of time.
Yeah, Gaglione able to slip on through now into 11th. Paul Todd, unfortunately for him, losing you know, 4 or 5 positions from that in quite a bit of time. So he's going to have to really head down and try to work his way back up. Gaglione here on Brady C takes a look inside. Brady getting a really wonky on exit. I think Mike's going to have him here. He will have the inside for Piatella. So we will see. Oh no, checks up.
Backs out of it.
Yeah.
Trying to get the run into the chicane, maybe. Gonna have
Yeah.
to go the long way around.
Yep.
Not
Nosing
quite
in.
there.
Brady's
Maybe
defending
looking to...
really well. Oh, Michael
Oh,
Gaglione getting
spins it.
oof.
Bonk.
Big bonk.
Gets her going again. Back
Oh
to the
man,
12th.
Gaglione losing.
Oh,
Probably. I mean, good 6-7 seconds from that. I mean, only loses a position, but you know, in terms of his race towards the front, that's going to cost him quite a bit of time, which is going to hurt him quite a bit. Joseph Yang finally alongside
Pod
Michael
goes
Crozier
off.
here, and is going to get it done as they get into Tamburello. Not quite. No, he's going to. Ooh, Crozier locks up the rear. Joseph Yang gives him a little bop.
Everything's happening.
But the damage was done. Crozier was out of control there. Ooh, just able to get it going here. Again, getting a little bit sideways onto the grass here. It's just a little bit of a disaster for him, but you know, keeps it on track and loses that position plus a good handful of time. I think Giuliano just disconnected, actually.
He did. Not sure what happened there. I don't even know what to say because there was about 4 things happening. Crozier had his lockup. Daniel Santabanez spun. Paul Todd spun. Gaglione started with the sequence off by spinning. Just a whole collection of things happening. I think every single chicane we went through that lap, somebody spun, and then we had a battle.
Oh, ooh, Gaglione and Dan Santabanez is getting tangled a little bit there. Managed to hold it as they go through Toza now. Gaglione using all the track. You know, you paid for it. You may as well use all of it.
If you look at it, I was talking with, I think it was Laszlo, and he said about 15 laps in was when his tires, he was notably going to replace them, but he did say that the tires started wearing in a bit before that. We're getting near that point. Val, at this point, has completed 10 laps. The tires are starting to wear, especially if these guys are running soft.
Is getting real loose there on exit. I think Michael Gaglione is going to be able to take advantage. See coming through the chicane here. Michael Gaglione getting the pass done at Variante Alta.
They're going.
And
especially if you factor in if these guys are running the softs, they're 10 laps in on these softs. They're starting to wear off. You're kind of starting to lose the magic you get from a soft tire.
Absolutely. It's going to be, so you'll be able to fire them up quickly at the start of the race and gain some track position, but on the flip side, like you said, like, you know, once they start wearing down, they wear down much quickly than the harder compounds.
So the downside of that too, especially with it being a soft tire, is that basically means you get a more edgy tire because you'll get a lot of grip. But the instant you kind of slip it a bit, you kind of lose all of that. That's not what you want. Michael Crozier is in the pits.
I wonder if he's just going for a stop now, going to grab some tires.
You're gonna figure out maybe he didn't serve a penalty. Yeah, he's disconnected, so he's probably going to rejoin to clear that penalty, but he's going to lose some time. Unfortunate. Paul Todd gets 10th, though. He'll be happy about that. Maybe not too happy, given the circumstance, but he'll be happy about it. Another close battle. Joseph Yang, 1.2 seconds behind Phil.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one that's hotting up as well. Joseph Yang on a bit of a charge now after having that rough start, so I'm sure he wants that 4th place back for himself.
That car's so bad. Like, it's not like the yellow.
Oh,
it's the fact that all of it's
awful.
Yellow, but it's also not even that good of a yellow.
No, it's like a weird, like almost like a... I don't even know how
it
to
looks like
that
I don't know if you watch him say it looks like the JDC Miller yellow that they used to run.
It's like that weird, like kind of.
And that car was called the banana boat. Like that car was made fun of. For looking weird.
Yeah, but it's
that doesn't help.
It's like a weird, like almost like a very fluorescent-y kind of tinge to it. It's like it's not a good yellow. It's not a good yellow.
Yeah, like I don't even know how to explain it apart from just like it's not. It's not like. It's not good. it's just not good.
It actually offends me looking at it. I'm not gonna lie to you. That somebody actually created that skin and thought, hey, yeah, this
had to be one of those like
this is a good idea.
One of those they did it as a joke.
It's got to be a goof, right? Oh, Gaglione getting around Brady C. Let's check in. I think Brady C. Had to serve a slowdown or something, but Gaglione gets it done. He's back up into 7th now after. Oh, Joseph Yang going around. Trying to get around Philip Oliveira there, just touching grass. Oh, and he's struggling to get it going again.
Spun it about 5 times. Gets it going. Spins are gonna be the name of the game today.
Yep, very edgy tires like you said. So
I was talking about talking about some drivers. This car does not have a shift nanny, and it is, or actually, I believe it does, but for some reason, it seems that between third and second, it is not nice. It's a that downshift between third and second is extremely easy to wheel hop the rear tires.
Very
And that
interesting.
usually goes quite poorly unless you get countersteering quite quickly. The issue is if you know anything about racing, between third and second is probably your most common shift.
Yeah, that's your most common shift, like in either direction,
Now,
especially
luckily,
through slower corners.
yeah,
We're gonna be doing it more often, and
these guys are seeming to be taking corners in third gear, but it's definitely not out of the realm as the tires wear to get down to second gear.
yeah, and being down to second usually in slower corners where you are providing much more steering angle, so it exacerbates the problem a little bit as well. Nathan Hodgins actually plugging away, doing some pretty strong laps, getting closer to Doug Newman at about 3.5 seconds. Now let's check back in with Dan Santibanez on Brady C, as he seems to be closing the gap there as well.
Estebanez got a good run out of the last corner. Or the second last corner, gets a better run out of the last corner. Brady's going to get the best run out of the last corner out of the group, pulling some time.
Quite a bit.
Estebanez running, sticking way to the left on the front straight. I don't know why.
Very interesting line. One would think you want to kind of, trim that down as much as possible. Stay on the insides.
I mean, yeah, that's even why they got the
right?
white. That's even why they got the white line on the inside. Because people will hug the inside a bit too much. Daniel getting
Dan got a really good run out
chicane,
of Tamburello. Closes the gap quite a bit. Will he try something into Villeneuve? No, he's going to filter in behind. Definitely the safe choice. Getting a little squirrely on exit there. Managed to hold on. Cost him a little bit, but I'm sure he'll start to catch Brady over the remainder of this lap and have another chance at it. Consistency is key, and it's really hard to string a consistent lap around Imola. So yeah, no, it's part of the challenge, especially over an endurance race where every lap really counts and matters. You want to make it to the end in front. It's all about consistency, even if it's not about out and out fast laps. You want to be consistent. And any mistakes you make, they shave you a lot more time than, let's say, taking it a little bit easier into one corner and maybe losing a half second. Hey, you pushed too hard and you lost 4 seconds. So very, very, very interesting challenge, these endurance races versus an all-out sprint.
Yeah, there are advantages and disadvantages to the format, but the consistency factor is definitely an advantage.
Sambana is having to serve a slowdown of some kind. Field's kind of spread out quite a bit, especially, third to fourth is 28 seconds, so it's quite a bit of time. Joseph Yang lost quite a bit of time to Philip. That's like a 12-second gap right now. Laszlo, 8 seconds behind. Gaglione, 10 seconds. Field's really spread out, so they're just kind of chugging away. Val's just been turning in consistent lap times in the 43 flat areas. Into the 42s. Last lap of 42.9. Hour 15 left. I don't know if we want to jump to a quick ad break, and we'll get back to the racing action as it hots up a little more.
Yeah, let's hop over to a quick ad break. We'll be back at Imola.
You'll be back.
These messages.
right, we are back. We got an hour and 13 minutes left. Drivers just kind of chugging along here. Val still setting the pace. A little bit of a slower lap this last lap, as all the drivers are starting to feel the burn on these worn soft tires. Doug Newman actually putting in a faster lap than Val last lap, 43.7. Val only able to do a 43.9. So we're starting to see the effects of these soft tires really getting down to the cords.
And of course, in the what I was gonna say.
Yeah, it probably was.
Newman's getting there. 16 laps. Yeah, no, we said it was gonna be a two-stopper. So if we work it out to make it kind of even, they'll probably, I guess, stop at around an hour remaining. Be 40 minutes and then 20 minutes remaining. Sounds about-ish, right?
Yeah,
Maybe?
absolutely. If the driver's going to be doing the two stops and they want to split it evenly, that's where it's going to sit. So we should see some stops in the next little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think so. It's... I don't know. It is a little bit up in the air, I suppose. Big news, I've gotten a message on my phone that is quite clearly a scam. Remember, guys, don't click on scams. Coaster is disconnected, never actually rejoined.
Yeah, wonder if he just
I hate to see it.
had too many problems working, or potential mechanical issue. And
yeah, maybe saving that car for next week.
Maybe.
I don't want to put too many miles in that chassis.
Yeah, sometimes better to just throw in the towel, come back and get her next week. Way she goes.
Hey, Larson has just been lapped by Doug Newman. Paul Todd up the road. Paul Todd's on his way to getting lapped by Val. Val getting a bit sideways through that second chicane.
Like a boss.
Just sliding her. Handful of oversteer. I'm looking at this under tray a bit more. Is that under tray held on with like those cheap automotive like pop?
Oh, the pop clips.
Fasteners? I think it is, honestly. No, actually, well, I don't know. It's really weird. It might be like a proprietary.
It's probably fastener. Like a proprietary fastener. Do you know what it looks like actually? It's those like fancy like finishing screws that have like the cap on them, like the Torx or like the hex ones.
Yeah, might be.
That have like the fastened cap on them. Because I'm sure with the level of downforce that things produces, you're not going to use push clips.
Well, yeah.
That would not end well.
That's why I was like, oh.
So we rotate around Val's car. Look at that. They have beautiful, lovely shooting flames.
I wonder why it's getting we're getting the blue flames out of it.
It's for the flex.
I don't remember getting specifically blue. I don't know if it's because the car's not powered by nitrous, which would be indicative of a blue flame.
That is true.
Or what is it that burns blue? I gotta check this. I don't remember what burns blue. It's not copper.
Copper burns green, does it not?
Yeah, so I was gonna say copper burns green. I'm looking at it right now. Blue is copper chloride.
Oh, never mind.
It also could be arsenic. There's a high chance that's not.
Oh, these cars are powered by arsenic. Let's go.
Yeah, of course, or selenium.
Poison for all.
Yup. Or cesium, which burns like a purple, which is frankly the worst option.
Yeah.
Because that means it's radioactive.
Absolutely. Joseph Yang closing in on Philip Oliveira again, within 0.3 of a second. Phil having a horrible run through Villeneuve. Joseph Yang going to try the outside, but he's maybe, perhaps, potentially. Does he make it stick? Right alongside with Joseph, yes he does. Up in the 4th place now, Joseph Yang, getting past Philip Oliveira, doing so cleanly. I'm sure Phil's gonna give him a hard time as we go through the next couple of laps, but for now, Joseph Yang up ahead really cleanly, and gets the job done finally. I know that's been many laps in the making. Joseph Yang getting close before, but having little spinalas, as it were. Not helping his case, but finally gets a couple good laps together and gets the job done. Gaglione as well, 0.3 away from Laszlo. Gaglione having a real rough go at this race as well at the start, but seems to have also pulled it back together and is working his way through the fields. Get a much better. Ooh,
Eggs trying to move
nudges.
Laszlo.
Nudges
Goes
Laszlo
wide.
out of the way. Laszlo, I think, getting a slowdown. I think a lot of the drivers are getting a slowdown in the chicane there. Just cutting it a little bit too close. Just taking it too tight to the inside. Trying to be a
I
little
know
bit
that
too
it also is
advantageous.
weird. Sometimes it will give you the track limits penalty for going too wide on a chicane if you wreck in a chicane, like if you spin off, because it just basically sees that you've exited the chicane and gone off track, and it assumes you're gaining an advantage. You usually are not, because it sucks, because you have the problem of you lose time
Yep.
because
Absolutely.
of your incident, and you get a slowdown. Now, if you're lucky, quote unquote, your slowdown will cause you to crash, which resets you to, I mean, you'll be at a speed below 35 kilometers an hour, and it will have served the penalty
You'd love to
in a
see it.
weird way.
Assetto Corsa be doing Assetto Corsa things.
Yup. It's a certified AC moment.
Undoubtedly. We got Brady zipping on through here. I think Doug Newman's in the pits now. So
Doug Newman's in that pits.
he's going for his stop.
Well, I'm going to set my impromptu stopwatch on my watch. Get her going. Probably start 5 seconds late. Oh, what the heck?
Doug starts going again now. Rejoining, despite the pit stop, rejoining in third place still, I believe.
Seemed like an extremely short pit stop.
Yeah, quite a bit of space. Still almost, look at that. I think that's 20 seconds between him and Joseph Yang. So very comfortable podium position for either of the top three drivers right now in terms of their gap to the rest of the cars behind. Very comfortable podium places. So top three we have right now. They're in a good spot. You know, barring any catastrophic incident, you know, these top three drivers have a lot of space between them and the rest of the field.
They really do. And I mean, no, as usual on top, he's been in good form consistently every single race this season.
Absolutely. He's been as close to faultless. I mean, he has had, you know, the odd little issue here and there, but very rare. I think only in, I'm trying to remember which race it was. Maybe at Motorsport, I think he had a little issue. But that's about it.
Yeah, got helped by Dimitri. It was not of his own volition.
Absolutely, but I mean, he's been able to avoid any incidents for the past few races, and has been just really pace-wise has been very, very strong. Frankly, almost in a league of his own. So it's been a huge help for him to just, you know, being able to kind of drive away early, and then just kind of set into a groove, get comfortable, and you know, just try to keep it consistent. And it's been really, really good for him as he's working through these hour and 40-minute long races. Doug Newman
These are
able to
short
get passed
stops
by Nathan Hodgins in the pits. Nathan Hodgins coming out, but he is going to come out behind. Looks like it's going to be about, can't really see there. Oh no, he's stuck still. I couldn't tell who was coming out of the pits there.
These are some real quick stops. I noticed it was quite interesting. It looked as if what's his name, Daniel, got leapfrogged on the way into the pit lane by Brady. They both stopped, and then Daniel got out just ahead of him. But even then, these are short stops. What I just saw from Joseph Yang, it was basically about a 6-second stop. So they're getting the fuel in these cars real quick.
Yep, very fast stops means we can see minimal downtime from actually taking a pit stop, minimal penalty. Scaglione now up into 5th place as he has not pitted yet, so taking advantage of you know, a longer stint to try to gain some track position. Now, whether the overcut actually works is yet to be seen, but for now, definitely a decent recovery drive going on for him.
Laszlo on basically a just over 5 seconds stop. 5 seconds actually stopped. Really, I mean, a remarkable stop. Impressive how quickly they get the fuels in these cars. A lot different than the long stops that we're used to. Tires and fuel getting done almost at like Formula 1 pace.
Absolutely. 6-second stops are nothing to scoff at. That's very, very fast for tires and fuel. No question. Oh, Joseph Yang slipping past Gaglione. I think Gaglione getting a slowdown again. At the chicane there. Or through Aquaman in the rally, rather.
Lee Larson coming into the, or leaving the pits rather. Pit lane. That pit out, not in a fun place. It's basically on the racing line.
Absolutely. I mean, as soon as you merge, you got to be very careful. Somebody might be coming in hot. Phil Oliveira staying out. Michael Gaglione now into the pits for his pit stop. So we'll see how long this takes. We'll ride along with him as we duck in. Turn on the stop bar. In the box. Very quick stop. About 7
Eggs
seconds.
down and away. Val coming in.
Val should have a quick stop as well, so we'll see with him.
And I believe Doug Newman is going to be able to get that time back.
Val with a really like a less than 6 seconds. Remarkably fast stop for him.
I might be taking just a little bit less fuel to.
Absolutely. Doug just rounding through the front straight now. Val at the end of the straight. So Doug Newman is going to get quite a bit of time back here. He'll be within about 10 seconds as Val going through Tamburello now, using all of the Salsiccia there. Finishes through Tamburello and over to Villeneuve here. Not sure Villeneuve, hard on the brakes, using as much of the inside little AstroTurf there as possible with the curbing. In through Tosa, tucking it in, late apex, patient on the throttle, track it out nice and neatly.
Daniel Santabanez is still on the back bumper. Well, not quite, not actually. Oh, somebody. Who that was? Oh, Daniel getting sideways going into the first chicane. Saves it. Somebody else lost it in the first chicane. Don't know who it was.
Once again, this chicane has got a lot of drivers out. A lot of cut tracks have been happening here. They'll be very gentle through there to not get it off track. Doug has gained a little bit of time back on Val with the pit stop. Still pretty distant, 9-ish seconds behind, but able to gain quite a bit of time back through the pit strategy. Now whether or not that will probably pay off long term, yet to be seen, but definitely positive moves for Doug Newman here. He's just been kind of rolling along in 7th place and putting in some strong lap times. 42.7 was his last lap. We'll see what he puts down this lap here as we're just about to cross the line. That's a 43.3. Not bad at all.
Now under an hour remaining. Yeah, that's it. Under an hour remaining.
Yeah. Field is.
That's why I opened it like that.
Field is really spread out here. I think a lot of the drivers that have the pace, our top 3 are I mean, top 2 really are one of the closest battles we have on track here. And along with Paul Todd and Brady. Paul Todd sitting with there. Oh, Brady going looping it. And Paul Todd gets around. And the field spreads back out again.
Remember these excuse me, yawn at my own series. Remember, these slowdown penalties are really going to affect the races, because even if you can build up a decent gap, if you get that 5-second slowdown where you've lost 5 seconds, and building up a 5-second gap is a decently tall ask, even in an endurance race. Be interesting to see. Definitely a test of consistency here.
Absolutely. And yeah, no, with these cut tracks as well. I think it's just really spread out the field, right? Because I don't think one person has been more susceptible to them than others. Seems to be a really common occurrence across all the drivers. So it's just kind of spread the field even further out than usual. You know, and some of our, I guess, top pack guys were, I guess, suffered some very serious early drama, which pushed them through the back of the field, so that they're kind of having to work their way back through. But haven't had the easiest recovery. Talking specifically about the likes of you know, Joseph Yang and Michael Gaglione, having a really rough go at their recovery drives. Still doing pretty good position-wise, 5th and 6th place respectively. But it has not been an easy climb to get back up to those positions after the first lap, where they kind of had to both filter back into the last place slots.
Gap between Val and Doug seems to be varying a bit. Could just be the accordion effect going through corners. Could be drivers having strong suits in different parts of the racetrack.
Absolutely, quite a bit of variance there. Makes it a little bit harder to track, of course. But yeah, no, it's kind of all over the place. I think Doug, on average, has been maintaining the gap to about 7-ish seconds, 8-ish seconds. But it seems to have big swings here as we go through kind of slower corners, faster corners, and the like.
Val successfully navigating the lap traffic. I believe that's... Oh, it's not Philip. Oh, two people are running similar paints. Interesting. It's actually Laszlo. Laszlo might try and get his lap back the hard way. Nope, gonna brake early. Val getting a bit sideways into the chicane. Interesting. Not sure if he's making any brake bias adjustments. Maybe might just be a track temperature thing. Could be tires.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these tires seem to be good maybe for 5 to 10 laps, but then the fall off is pretty steep. I mean, the tires should still be within their performance window, but obviously it's still pretty easy to overdrive them if you dare.
I'm gonna try Jordan. Hang on. Hang on, give me a sec.
No worries.
How do I sound? Do I still sound fine?
You sound good.
Alright, great. I'm commentating this race with my sim racing seat reclined, so I'm now in the most relaxed position ever.
We truly are vibing out here.
Yeah, just a chill Sunday evening. Just a chill track day at Imola.
Yeah.
Alcar only leads.
Yeah, driver spinning along.
I stopped commentating. I fell asleep.
I will be sure to shout to wake you up. Joseph Yang.
Oh, that'll go.
On Philip Oliveira here. Within half a second now. 4/10 here. So able to close that gap up after the pit stops, respectively. So we will see how this goes. Checking up a little bit through Aqua Minerale. Philip getting a little sideways. Defending well. Joseph will get the slight exit advantage, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Going to the chicane here. Both of them part of the brakes. Joseph Yang once again checking up early. Trying to be more aggressive with his cut. Get a better exit. A little bit of sideways action, but seems to do the trick. Now will Philip zip in behind it. Philip's just going to lift and let him go. So Joseph Yang now back up into the 4th place position. He briefly held before having that little incident prior to his pit stop.
I like the paint on Phil's car. It's got that nice coppery, bit of a I don't know what you call that, coppery and like beige. I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. It's a pretty neat
I
color.
don't know if I can't tell if it's a gold or a beige. It kind of looks like a beige, but
yeah, it's almost like a brown, like, yeah, it's a very interesting color. Very interesting color. Philip with
it's kind of neat. Oh, I don't think Philip quite stopped on his box.
Yeah, he missed his box there.
It's gonna cost him. Philip's put it in reverse. I think he forgot to set his pit stop. Oh, that's a costly mistake. Gonna cost him a lot.
Absolutely. I'm looking at these wheels. Can't actually see what brand they are. They are made
I
in
think they might
Italy.
be. Yeah, they might be
I think they're
intentionally on.
OZs.
Bill is now throwing it in reverse, pulling forward again.
Oh, they are
Wasn't.
OZs. They are OZ racing wheels.
Yeah, they looked kind of similar to the.
Yeah, they're the
I have Oz racing wheels. I
are
just
they
don't.
Allegaritas, I think?
Oh, I don't know.
I
You
don't
might be
know.
able to help me identify my rims. I might need your help with that. I don't actually know what they are.
Yeah, we can take a look at
I hope
that.
they're not reps. Reps. I will cry.
No, no, we don't. Homies don't let homies ride on fake wheels.
Well, I
This
didn't.
is
I didn't. I didn't. Bro, they were on the winter tires when I
damn.
bought the car.
I mean, they're probably. Why? I don't want to say they're
Oh, whatever.
probably real, but I hope they were. I'd hope
I
they
don't
are
know.
real.
My dad was driving the car and he backed it into a curb, and the rim didn't even scratch, so that gave me some hope.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, and I
totally
mean,
fair.
he the car was briefly elevated on the rim, so that filled me with some hope. I know maybe I'll drop $5,000 on some TE37s for my 2006 station wagon.
Yeah, you gotta
Yep.
flex on the haters.
Get that VIP look, just the thickest five
Oh my
spokes.
god, those the old school like
Yeah.
works, like the monoblock,
Slammed.
like, oh man,
Yeah, aren't they like
or
aren't
the
they like
wedge
heavier
trans
than
or
most
something. Yeah,
wheels?
they're like
Yeah.
50 pounds. It's like driving on bricks.
Are they called monoblocks or why are they called monoblocks?
I guess because it's made from a single block of like
I
aluminum.
guess. Oh, they just. Oh man, that's a lot of money
Yeah,
and heavy.
yeah, yeah. I have Graham lights on my
Oh,
BRZ.
trouble!
Ooh, parting of the Red Sea there. I think that's Laszlo and
This last one was somebody else. I don't know who
somebody
that
else.
is.
Don't really tell who.
Oh, it's Doug Newman.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think Laszlo was serving a slowdown on exit. Doug Newman didn't know it. Just kind of drove through him.
Yeah,
And
and
now we have
Doug
a
is going to
battle
get
for second.
right back into the grasp with Nathan Hodgins here, who's now within a half second. So, oof, big championship implications potentially for Doug Newman, and really going to shape the outcome of this race. Now, will Doug be able to kind of turn on the wick and keep Nathan at bay here, or is Nathan going to put up a challenge and try to go for that second place position?
Nathan is apexing so close to the wall on the front straight. I just want to give a shout out to Joseph Yang. Just got he was just passing a lapped car. He just did the pass on the grass going into the second last
This is
corner.
good. Nathan going alongside into Villeneuve.
Side by
He's gonna
side, keeping it
try it.
clean. The
Doug's gonna go
crossover.
deep. And
Oh, Nathan with a great move.
yeah, Nathan's gonna slip on through. Great stuff from Nathan Hodgins there. To slip
Not
up in a
quite
second.
over yet, though.
No, Doug's gonna keep the pressure on. Right along with Doug here. As these two are gonna battle it out. And this is only gonna make Val's lead even wider. With these two kind of, battling each other and really keeping each other company. It's gonna slow both of them down a little bit. And that's going to give Val a very, very comfortable first place position at this point. Doug getting a bit of a better exit than Nathan there, but Nathan having to go a little bit wide and kind of get a little oversteer moment. Doug had to check up there. Go with the chicane. Does anybody get a cut penalty? No, I think we're good.
Looks like it will be good. The battle rages on. Newman, 0.3 seconds behind. Somebody else might have had an issue with him. I don't know if it was Paul Todd spun. That's what it was. But it seemed like a weird place. It was after I need to refresh my memory of the Imola track map. I closed it. It was in the second sector. The bit before the what is it? Aqua Minerale. Yeah, Aqua Minerale.
So that's a strange spot.
Before that. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that's Piratella, so that's a very strange spot.
Unless he kind of slid it a bit on the exit of that left-hander and then kind of fishtailed it for a bit and then just ran out of talent.
Perhaps.
Not sure.
Doug Newman, Nathan Hodgins going through Tosa here. Doug getting a little bit out of sorts. Keep the pressure on Nathan, but Nathan's been holding out court in second here for a good little bit. Doug really not having an answer quite yet. Pushes deep through Piratella, and that's going to hurt him going to Aqua Minerale now. Now he has to carry as much speed as he can and try to catch Nathan here. Focus on getting a good exit. He seems to get it done, using a little bit of the runoff there, which I believe you're allowed to do. And he closes that gap a little bit. Now through the chicane once again, drivers gotta be careful. Don't want that cut penalty. Doug getting through clean. Nathan getting a bit of a better run through there. But yeah, really close racing from these two, who really aren't making it easy on one another. For sure, no question.
Nathan Hodgins hopefully pulling a little bit of a gap. Remember, these two racing each other is going to give Val that little bit more of a lead.
Yeah, Val's lead now a whole third of a lap. Yeah, these drivers are using quite a bit of the, basically just going over the sausage curbs completely at Tamburello there, onto the dirt almost, trying to, I guess, maximize their speed through those corners, through Villeneuve. Doug pushing a little bit, and Nathan's going to have a nice little cushion here now, about 1.2 seconds to Doug.
Gap now 1.1 second. Nathan looks like he might be in the clear.
Ooh, Doug getting a little out of sorts there through Aqua Minerale, catches it, but it's going to cost him some more pace. I believe Nathan is going to be getting around, I think that's Giuliano up ahead. Yeah, Giuliano is in 12th place here. Nathan trying to clear him before this last set of corners here through Rivazza, but he's going to have to be patient. Ooh, Nathan getting real sideways on exit there. Or that may have been Philip, actually. Philip Oliveira. Let's see what happened there.
I remember that's the key. Is this car is not the most stable car, so you kind of got to be consistently good. Doug Newman's got to negotiate some lap traffic in front of him. That's going to slow down that battle. But Nathan Hodgins also has to deal with that lap traffic. Newman looking to get by nicely. Not quite going to. Oh, Nathan getting way slowed up. Might even make some nose-to-tail contact with, I think that's Giuliano. Doug Newman with a big move to the inside.
And he
Two cars in one corner. He's going to get three cars in one corner.
Wow.
It was clean,
excellent move. Very clean. Opportunistic. Saw the group coming through the corner. Saw the inside lane just open up and just stuck it right in there and made it stick. Excellent move from Doug Newman, taking advantage. Wow.
Just a complete chance in a million move. Incredible.
Very awesome stuff from Doug Newman there.
Man, what a move. I was not expecting that. I was like, oh yeah, he'll try the one pass, right? He'll try the one pass.
I mean, we've seen a lot of drivers trying to play it safe here, you know, checking up, taking a look on the inside, but not, you know, try and move. But hey, sometimes, you know, the opportunity strikes. You have to deal with some lap traffic in front of you as well, and it's, you know, you gotta send it. Just gotta send it. So
sometimes you just gotta get it done.
Way she goes. And Doug Newman, you know, seeing the opportunity and really clinching that. And now clear of Nathan Hodgins by 1.1 seconds now. So order has been restored, and Doug Newman is riding out in second place once again after a brilliant move on Doug Newman. On Nathan Hodgins rather, as well as the lap traffic of Giuliano and Philip. Just about to hit the 43-minute mark in a few seconds. We can probably cut to another little short ad break, and we'll probably be back in time to start seeing the first or I guess another round of pit stops from these drivers if our calculations are correct.
The first of the second.
Yes, correct. That's those are words. I can't grammar. It's Sunday.
True.
We will be back. We are back. 41 minutes, 19 seconds left of this race. We are trucking along here. Doug Newman open up that gap a little bit. Nathan Hodgins now, 1.6 seconds. Val with a very, very commanding lead, 20-ish seconds ahead of the next guy, Doug Newman here. So Val's just kind of plugging away. Rest of our field is spread out quite a bit. Closest battle on track by a long shot is this battle between Nathan Hodgins and Doug Newman for second place.
I mean, they're just out here battling.
Yeah. They're doing the thing. They do be kind of racing.
Yeah, I mean, for real. I've been offered by an advertisement to find out my chess horoscope. And there's quite frankly nothing I would like to read less.
Fascinating. I don't even know what that would entail. I'm intrigued. Yeah, Doug just, these guys are chugging away here. Pace is very similar between Nathan and Doug here. Nathan opening up a little bit of a gap. Nathan 0.4 of a second behind his last lap. But we'll see how that all pans out over the next little bit.
It's been an interesting one to see how it plays out, especially on the last stop. We always have kind of the wild card of those slowdowns, because to be honest, the Assetto course is just not really good with them. Well, I don't know. Assetto courses seems to be kind of consistent. It's consistent with them, but the issue is it's too consistent. Like, it's like, if you cross this line, you will get a penalty. The issue is sometimes you cross the line because you're crashing. So you still get the penalty, but the penalty that you get, obviously, is you're crashing. But the game also assigns you another penalty on top of it. For example, I know if you have a slowdown and you get another slowdown, it either adds time onto it or it will make it so that, because normally it's slow down for 5 seconds or to X speed. I know that for some of them, basically, if you kind of get another off track while you, or another slowdown while you have a slowdown, it basically just becomes a slowdown for 10 seconds. So you no longer have a minimum speed option. You simply just have to slow down for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
The issue is you can get that by, because from my understanding of how Assetto Corsa does these penalties is through basically if you cross a plane, basically, like it's like an off-track plane, you will get the penalty. The issue is you might go through three, like if you were to get spun going into the chicane, chances are you would probably technically cut the inside of the chicane and the inside of the other chicane, and maybe even the exit of the other, of the I don't know, exit of the chicane. So you could theoretically cross through 3 planes and then get just like literally like a 20-second slowdown. In addition to the penalty of you have crashed. It's not very good. Because it also doesn't check vehicle speed, it checks throttle position. So if you just like let off the gas, the timer will count down, but if you get back on the gas, the timer goes up. Right? Which sounds good, but theoretically, if I have my foot in, if I have my clutch in, and I put my foot down, and the engine revs, the car's not gaining any speed, but the timer will reset. And then on the other hand of those things, if the car is going down a hill, and I put the clutch in, I'm gaining speed, but the countdown is still ticking down.
Yeah, it's whack. The whole
Weird.
penalty system is broken.
It's weird. Apparently they have fixed it in the new ones, which is good. That's good. I kind of play chess right now. The issue is that we're obviously on a broadcast.
Absolutely.
This gap too, this gap between Doug Newman and Nathan Hodgins, it's still at like 2 seconds. It's consistent.
Yeah, it's been
It
sitting.
might come down to pit stops to determine who comes out where.
Doug has been opening it up a little bit, but really, I mean, there's not much for it. I mean, it's
like
been
not
fairly...
enough to be notable. Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Nathan Hodgins actually lost a bit of time on that last one.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a bit tough for him. I know he's really working hard, trying to stay on Doug Newman as close as he can. I think the lap time this lap will be much closer than the last lap, but you know, consistency is just really tough. Doug Newman doing a 43.4, Nathan with a 43.5, so very similar pace-wise. It's just a matter of trying to, you know, either maintain the pace or, better yet, trying to kind of claw back maybe a tenth or two per lap. See if you can get back in with the running and try to take advantage of mistakes from Doug and you know, try to get that second place spot back. He is doing enough to stay close, so if Doug maybe had a cut penalty or something of that nature, he'd be able to jump him once again. But barring that, you know, not quite enough at the moment. So Nathan's just gonna have to keep his head down and try to find those little crumbs of time where he can.
$34 just over 34 minutes here left at Imola. We're going to see stops shortly. And this will kind of be the final opportunity to maybe gain some time on a stop. Be interesting to see the feasibility of perhaps going with a harder compound tire on the second stop. Or on the first stop, to be able to not take a tire on the second stop. Not quite sure how viable it is. Haven't talked to the drivers, but theoretically, if you took a harder compound on the first stop, you might not have to take tires on this stop.
Could technically double
stop. In which Doug Newman's coming into the pits, as if on cue.
Yeah, Nathan as well, tucking in. Wonder who got the most advantageous pit entry there. We will see how it shakes down and what their pit stops are like. Pit stops should be fairly fast, a couple seconds for each of them. And we'll see who gets out first. Doug Newman just getting out of his box now. Nathan's still stuck in there. Yeah, he still has not moved. Gets going
I put it in
again.
reverse.
Uh-oh.
Nathan left the box in reverse.
Spaghetti-o.
It's going to cost him 4 seconds.
Absolutely. That's gonna bring him right back into Joseph Yang, actually, who's going to be able to pass him. Joseph Yang's going to move up to 3rd place. Keep in mind, Joseph hasn't done a second stop yet, but yeah, no, good recovery from him.
So that shows our gap. Last little Tia's pit. My right ear is ringing. That's not fun.
No.
Laszlo is back out again.
Is that tonight?
In the blink of an eye. No, I think it's just my ear being weird. My ear does that sometimes.
Interesting.
My ears do that sometimes. You ever just had like ringing ears randomly? Like every once. This isn't a common thing. I would have seen a doctor. Paul Todd's in the pits. You know what? Actually, in hindsight, I think it's just my headphones being.
That would do.
But I do have it every once in a while. Oh, what was that? My headphone made a popping sound. I didn't like that. Good. Paul Todd down and away. Lee Larson is in. Up, down. I'll try inverting my headphones. No, still just the right ear, and it's just because of my computer fan. That's good. That's always great. Yeah, definitely want that from broadcasters. If Yang has been passed by Nathan Hodgins in the pits.
Yeah, so Joseph Yang back down to 4th place. Michael Galen only a whole minute behind, so I think Joseph Yang is fairly safe and secure on that 4th place spot, just managing that he can keep it clean for these last 30 minutes.
Yang down and away, going to enter in 4th, exit in 4th. He did not. I don't know if he entered in 4th on the road, but effectively, he was running 4th. You know, pit stops and all that.
Absolutely.
That car for Joseph Yang really is still just the worst thing ever.
It's gross. It's so yucky. I can't stand it. As we hit the last half an hour, why don't we take another little ad break for our sponsors. And actually, before we do the ad break, let's shout out our other sponsors. Of course, Hit Motorsports for supporting the series, providing prizes. Their simulation studio out in Ajax, great facility. I was actually there earlier today for a little banquet, and they do events. So if you want to host an event, a corporate event, personal event, or just want to go down to their facility, check out their sim studio and whatnot, and have some fun on some of their rigs, you can contact them at hitmotorsports.ca, or I think Hit Motorsports on Instagram. But yeah, that's Hit Motorsports in Ajax. We thank them for supporting the series and providing some prizes. Additionally, 13 Motorsports automotive repair shop and performance shop based in Brampton, as well as a Trina Garage automotive repair and maintenance and performance shop based in Oakville. Both of which we appreciate them supporting the series, providing some prizes to the drivers and for promotional consideration. So we thank them for their support. With that, let's jump to the ads and we will be back.
right?
All right, we are back. We got 26 minutes and 7 seconds. Field feels really spread out here. Let's get a field rundown and see how spread out this is.
Yeah.
Val first place, Doug Newman second place, 23 seconds behind. Our closest battle right behind him, Nathan Hodgins, 6.3 seconds behind Doug. Fourth place, Joseph Yang, 23 seconds behind Nathan. And then we got Michael Gaglione, 47 seconds behind Joseph Yang. So that's quite the gap. Oh, Joseph Yang, 42, 2, I think I just saw. It's a pretty fast lap for a server best.
Yeah, lap.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Michael Gaglione getting the cut penalty, and he's gonna have to slow. Ooh,
E.
oh, mamma mia! He's gonna have to slow down even more. He gets going again. Let's take a look at Philip behind him, who's going to gain some time off that complete blunder that Gaglione just had. Still 17 seconds behind Michael Gaglione. Looking to Laszlo in 7th, 46 seconds clear of Philip Oliveira. Jumping around to 60 at some point, but I think that's just relative going cuckoo bananas. Brady about
Believe it is.
17 seconds behind. Laszlo in 9th place, Paul Todd, 25 seconds behind Brady. My goodness, we're not even done yet. Lee Larson, 10th place, about 15 seconds behind Paul Todd. We got Daniel Santibanez in 11th, and he is 1.3 laps behind Lee Larson, so it doesn't actually even show up on the relative. A full lap and a third. And then behind him, Giuliano Tretto, 4.4 seconds behind Daniel Santibanez. So that and I think Nathan Hodgins, those are our closest battles on track. Michael Koiser, unfortunately disconnecting, so not able to complete any more laps. So Giuliano is our last driver that is on track currently. But yeah, field is spread out quite a bit. We got 23 minutes and 50 seconds left. Yeah, I don't know, Josh. You got anything else to add? I'm just it's the full
Yeah, I got
quick
terrible
rundown.
news. I just lost my chess game on my phone
No, it's
to checkmate on the 6th move.
my goodness.
I
That's
just I moved a pawn. I hung the hung the king, and that sucks because that was a 600 ELO AI,
oof,
which is not high.
oof, big oof.
Finishing my water to top it off. 23 minutes remain here at Imola. Dallas just put on an absolute clinic. I mean, Gags is 0.7 laps back. He's basically, well, he's getting close to getting lapped by 4th, let alone by 1st. Automobile race currently occurring. Race currently underway. That wasn't evident.
Yeah, it's a race is occurring.
Yeah, I mean, about all I got.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I've worked out why Gags is so slow, actually. I think he may be saving.
Oh,
That would explain. Or he's just slow.
perhaps. Well, Doug Newman, slow down. Nathan Hodgins, much closer.
Uh-oh.
Nathan Hodgins slips by into 2nd place. Doug Newman back into 3rd. Wow, that was an on-track pass for position that just happened there. Who'd have thunk? Doug Newman very, very close behind Nathan here. Still getting
Oh,
a
there
little
he
bit
is.
out of
He's
sorts
closed
through
it up.
Tamburello. But he's going to fight to close that gap a little bit more.
It's getting to the end of the race. I'm actually going to sit up a little bit. It's no longer relaxing time here at Imola.
Absolutely not. He's unreclined, everyone.
I've leaned forward. Giuliano now trying to move on Daniel. Don't know what happened there. He's going to get that 11th spot. Battle that really slipped under the radar. I think Daniel may have even had made a mistake to kind of get back. The gap didn't seem that close at the time. But Giuliano was up into 11th. So this goes Doug Newman's gap, 1.5 seconds to Nathan Hodgins. Things heating up again at the end.
Absolutely. Dan Santabanez on Giuliano actually very close together here. A couple tenths between them.
Kind of missed the corner, Daniel, but Giuliano didn't get the best corner either. Keeps on trucking. .6 seconds for 11th, closing up. I just realized that the final at Imola chicane, they've got a recovery crane. Giuliano gets the slowdown. That's going to set him back, put him back in 12th. Unfortunate. Not how you want a battle to end.
No, absolutely not.
Back to Doug Newman, Nathan Hodgins, gap 1.6 seconds. Two-second gap now for second. Remember, you want to get that extra point. That sometimes helps, especially if you don't get the most consistent or the fastest lap. Looking at the driving position in this car, it doesn't seem too comfortable. You're kind of sitting like your chest and back, your torso is like vertical. Perfectly vertical. There's no reclining. It doesn't really seem too comfortable. .3 seconds. Just under 16.5 minutes remain.
Yeah, I'm just approaching the 16-minute mark. Yeah, no, couple battles kind of formulating over this last stage of the race. Most of the laps, most of the gaps, I guess, still split pretty good. Val now widening his gap to almost looks like 45, 50 seconds to second and third place. So just a clinical drive from him. I mean, he's been in a complete league of his own for this most of this race, well, basically all of this race. So he's pretty much untouchable at this point as we run through the final stages.
Somebody locking it up into the second chicane. Don't know who that was. I think that was Nathan Hodgins. Hopefully not losing those tires in the dying laps of this race. Doug Newman getting a bit sideways into that corner.
A little bit. Loses a little bit of time.
Gap now 3 seconds. Looks like Nathan's pretty comfortably. Well, actually, I wouldn't say comfortably, but he is pulling the gap further apart. Nathan Hodges being very careful through that chicane. Does not want the slowdown penalty. That will cost him second. Yo, I'm a big fan of Imola. Actually, that's a lie. I think it's alright. I don't have enough experience with it to say that I'm a big fan. I would say it's alright.
It's decent.
Yeah, well, I think it also depends on what you bring.
Yeah, I mean, with big fields, multi-class, it's very exciting because you have that mix of very kind of mid-high speed corners and a lot of kind of like basically a lot of chicanes, right? That kind of like bunch the pack up, and it makes it interesting when you're doing multi-class.
Yeah, I know. I know on iRacing, whenever the multi-class like the IMSA or the WEC series go to the what do you call it? Go to Imola. It's usually pretty interesting. It's also usually pretty hectic, but it's interesting. I mean, obviously, Imola's like primary use is as a single-seater series like Formula One. So it really seems to do everything, kinda. Well, I find a lot of like if I watch like a single-seater like a GT or like a touring car race around here, it's not really as interesting.
Yeah, for sure. It just kind of, I don't know, I feel like it's the same issues, right? Like the pack kind of spreads out a little bit more for whatever reason.
Yeah, different than with single-seaters. Newman kind of can't really seem to pull this gap together as we get to 12.5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, I know, he's chipping away at it a little bit, but Nathan's actually been very consistent in this latter half of the race. Doug, not really able to make much of an impression, so Nathan's really just doing enough to hold on. I mean, it's been a little while now, and that gap's just been sitting around 2.5 seconds, 2.6 seconds. So Doug, if he wants to have a shot at that second place finishing position, he's gonna have to turn it up a little bit. So we'll see what he can do. I mean, we both know he is capable, but just a matter of executing as we hit the 12-minute mark now. So just hitting the kind of closing stages of this race. I mean, if you are gonna turn up the wick and try to make a move, now's the time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. That's basically about it. But better, well said. I mean, speaking of making a mistake, Doug Newman getting a bit loose out of that corner, gonna lose time on exit. Just over 11 minutes remaining. Not a ton happening, but still monitoring the situation between Doug Newman and Nathan. I just don't know if Doug Newman has the power to catch Nathan. Doug Newman was a 10th faster last lap, but at that rate, that's not really going to do anything. Newman's last lap on 143.3. Nathan Hodgins' last lap on 143.2. Nathan Hodgins pulling a bit on that last lap. But there's still a load of time on the table.
Absolutely. No, Doug Newman doing a 43.3 and Nathan doing a 43.2, 8.1. So he's matching pace, but 10 minutes remaining now. It's you gotta do a little bit more than match pace, right? You gotta really push and see if you can close that gap. He seems to be doing it this lap. He's closed about 2/10. But now we'll see over the rest of the lap if we can make that stick. Getting a little bit loose through that corner there that I can't remember the name of now. Through Aqua Minerale. Down on through, touching a bit of curb, but getting a decent exit.
Absolutely cannot believe that corner is named Mineral Oil.
Yeah.
Or Mineral Water.
Mineral water. I think it's because there's I think there was like a natural spring that runs through there or something, because it's like a little valley, a creek. So that's why it's called Aqua Minerale, because of the, I guess, mineral water that's like native to that area.
Right. That would make sense. That would make sense.
Doug touching a little touch of grass there, gonna cost him his exit, and yeah, 2.7 now. So Doug really struggling to get that gap down. Seems to be one step forward, 2 steps back in his battle with
Really
Nathan
does.
here. As we get through 8 minutes and 30 seconds, I mean, we can run one more ad, can we not?
Yeah, if we want to.
Yeah, let's run a quick. We'll be back, and then we'll close out the last few minutes of this race. We will see y'all in 8:50.
Dover's. I'm just saying that because my buddy lived there.
Yeah, we are back. We got 7 minutes left in the race. We're just talking shop, talking NASCAR.
Philip getting sideways.
Phil, where's Phil here? He gets a little sideways here. Giuliano and Daniel actually 4/10. This is close. Doug Newman being able to close that gap down a little more than we were saying before. He's within about 2 seconds now, so he obviously did some work last lap to catch Nathan a little bit. So we'll see now these last 6 minutes if he can make something happen. Same way with Giuliano. Yeah, Doug Newman really closing that gap. Oh, I think it was lap traffic actually. I think that's Brady. Yeah, Brady C. Doug Newman getting by him pretty clean. I imagine he must have given Nathan a bit of a harder time. So Doug was able to close that gap just a little bit as we go through La Rally here. I'll keep an eye on that time between Giuliano and Daniel and see if that develops a little more. Seem to be fairly close now, 0.3 of a second. So let's jump in here. Giuliano having a look into the chicane here, but decides now is not the time. Focus on the exit. Maybe he'll get him through our friend Rivaz. So let's see now. Come through, taking the outside line. Will he try the over-under? Daniel Santana is getting a little out of sorts there, but manages to hold on. And gets a decent exit. Big row of cars here coming through. I think this battle is coinciding with the battle with Nathan and Doug as well. We have,
It is.
yeah, we got Nathan, we got Doug, and Giuliano and Daniel Santibanez is ahead of them. So this is gonna potentially bring Nathan back into the hands of Doug Newman, and Doug Newman will be in the fray. Nathan getting past Giuliano here. Doug Newman going to try to do the same now. We'll see if he tries the same move as last time. Doug Newman going to the inside. Giuliano having to yield, getting a little bit out of sorts through Tosa. Ooh,
Oh, Doug Newman
getting out of sorts through Tosa, and I think that's Nathan Hodgins clear now of Daniel.
He is clear of Daniel. Better yet, Daniel's tucking in behind him, following him. Gaining some time on Giuliano. Giuliano dipped a wheel coming out of that second chicane, and just really, that's not really a chicane, but he dipped the wheel. Doug Newman followed him, which definitely doesn't help. That's where we're at. Doug Newman 1.7 seconds behind Nathan, still possibly able to catch him. And Giuliano 1.7 seconds behind Daniel, still able to catch him. Giuliano dips the wheel. Oh, who's that? Daniel loses it out of the final corner, loses a ton of time.
Yeah,
Giuliano will get the place.
Get the place back. Doug Newman and Nathan Hodgins, 1.5 seconds between them. Yeah, Doug really suffering that lap with the traffic there. Nathan getting a better shake, just where he caught the vehicles. You know, he was able to get through much cleaner, whereas Doug was having to really kind of battle them through corners and getting his exits compromised. But Doug on the hunt here, having a bit of a rough go through Villeneuve.
Daniel getting right up behind Giuliano, gap 0.4 seconds. Going to maybe try
Daniel
and move
tucking
now.
it inside, getting a really good exit out of Tosa.
And try and swap those places now. Daniel not wanting to lose a position on a mistake. He wants to lose it on merit. Gonna try and get that one back from Giuliano. Like remaining for 11th. Remember those points. That's still, if you're in 11th, that's still 19 points. Some pretty good points.
Absolutely, Daniel.
It's better than 18.
Yeah, Daniel getting not a great exit actually out of Aquaminerale. Having to cut back across the track. Giuliano doing a much better job through there. So he's going to be further back now. And he's going to have to work his way up to the front. Let's check in with Doug Newman here on Nathan Hodgins. We're getting a little squirrely now. I wonder, those tires now in the last 2 minutes here starting to get a little bit worn down. I imagine this might be the last lap. I don't know. I think potentially Val will be able to cross the finish line before we hit the 0 mark, so there will be one more lap.
I believe Val will cross. Yeah, Val will cross the line again. Just barely going to take another lap.
Yeah, so Val's rounding through Piartella here into Aquaminerale. And yeah, no, he's. I mean, Val's just really been in a league of his own this entire race. Untouchable. Really fantastic performance from him. You know, really strong performance.
Yeah, gonna be able to try the points.
No mistakes, no cut penalties.
Oh, Giuliano's gone wide. Gonna give those to Daniel. Initially, it looked like Daniel and Giuliano were gonna make contact mid-corner. Daniel got on the brakes, and Giuliano just missed it. I don't know if he got spooked out.
For sure, Doug Newman also within a second now, thereabouts of Nathan Hodgins up ahead. So able to close that gap down quite a bit. The race is on now to the end. We got basically a lap and a half for these two to hash it out and find out who comes out on top.
And it's not going to be a clean fight. Lap traffic coming up.
Absolutely. Doug Newman closing rapidly on Nathan Hodgins. Not sure if Nathan is succumbing to the pressure or what, but he's gonna have a hell of a battle on his hands here in the last lap. He's gonna have to do everything he can to try to keep Doug off of him and try to maintain that second place position.
Al has effectively taken the white flag. These guys will also be starting their final lap.
Yep, so the timer is just about to go down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Val already out of Tosa, and the leader's just getting into Tamburello, so, I mean, you can see the gap that he has formed over this entire race distance, which has been very, very impressive. Doug and Nathan will sit in with this because this is really going to be the talk of this last lap here. Sitting in with Doug. Nathan gonna get slowed down a little bit by the lap traffic up ahead. Manages to get by on the outside through Tosa. Has to use the outside line. Ooh, Doug gonna get real sideways on the exit of Tosa, and that's gonna cost him quite dearly. Not sure if he's gonna be able to clear this lapped car here. I think that's Laszlo.
And we've seen Doug been doing that a lot recently, lighting it up.
Yeah.
Oh. Up and goes, whoa. Really missing that corner. That might have been his opportunity gone. Just got on the brakes a bit late, worried about the lapped car, and unfortunately going to possibly effectively ruin his chances at getting second place. Absolutely. Val takes the checkered flag. Hey, Val has won the race. Second, still not quite yet decided, although it's looking favorable for Nathan.
Yeah, Nathan doing enough at this point. You know, seems to have the better luck today with traffic. And really, I think that's what it came down to at the end, despite Doug's charge over the last couple minutes. You know, Doug just trying to get around the traffic, getting impatient, pushing deep through there, and that's what cost him that second place finish. But despite that, strong race nonetheless. He will come home in P3 behind Nathan Hodgins in second. See what we got here on track still. Joseph Yang coming through. Ooh, a little bit of sideways action there. Coming through Rivazza right now, and he will finish in P4. So we'll watch him come across the line in that ugly, revolting, disgusting yellow.
That really is. It's actually so bad.
It's awful. Who did this?
I feel bad for him because it's like you didn't choose that.
Absolutely not. But anyways, Giuliano come by 12th place. Bit of rough luck there, battling Daniel, who finished 11th. I believe our last car on track is Paul Todd. Top 10 finish for Paul Todd today, coming home in 9th place. He just rounds through Rivazza right now, and is going to go onto the front straight here and zip across the finish. So he is our last finisher. And across the line right about now.
And he gets it.
Beautiful.
And non-eventful, but otherwise interesting race here at Imola. Val once again winning. Nathan Hodgins third. Second. Doug Newman third. Joseph Yang fourth. Gags is in fifth. Phillips sixth. Laszlo seventh. Brady's in eighth. Paul Todd is in ninth. Lee Larson is in 10th. Daniel 11th. And Giuliano 12th. Cozier finishing 13th with an early disconnect. Try to interview our winner?
Yeah, let's bring him in.
Let's go interview our winner. Where is he? Hello, you're in the booth.
Hi.
Congrats on the win, driver. How was the race?
Pretty uneventful from my cockpit. I think I had fastest lap. I don't think I gave up the lead once because I stretched out my first pit window.
Did you have a bit of fuel saving, or was it?
No, I just put extra fuel on board, so I'd have that flexibility of pushing the first stint longer if I had clear traffic, which I did, so I did. Well, and that also meant the second stints were a lot easier because the tires didn't go down as far. I think I got the fastest lap on the second stint.
Did you run softs all the way through?
I ran softs all the way through. I don't think anybody took softs or took anything other than softs, although you should definitely pull in Phil and ask him about his strategy.
Yeah, I do, because he had that really wonky pit stop.
Yep.
I was gonna ask you a question, man.
It was a good race. The voice chat had a really nice vibe. Everybody was having a good time.
That's good. Chatting. Yeah. How are the off tracks? The off tracks bad?
Yes, I got 3 in the chicane that comes after Aqua Mineral, and they were easily cleared. I think like if you got a cut, it was definitely detrimental, but not 5 seconds detrimental because you could coast down the hill into the final 2 lefts.
Yeah, still gain speed.
So you were, I think, every time you got a cut penalty, it put you back a second instead of anything more. So it was pretty
5.
good. It was a good deterrent.
Yeah, wasn't unfair, but it was a deterrent.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
it
think
was a very well needed
yeah.
deterrent.
Yeah, I mean, you were able to kind of claw a huge lead very early on. I think a lot of the guys, like, basically every driver behind you had some sort of issue in the first couple laps, or
Yeah.
dealing with cut penalties or other things. So,
Yeah, poor Michael, like on the first lap, and poor
yeah.
Doug in the first stint, and then the last stint. It was still close between him and Nathan, though.
Oh, for sure. It was very close battle at the end. I mean, they were very very tight, but Nathan had a better go with traffic, and I think that's what gave him the win. But yeah, a really dominant drive from you today. Really just kind of in a whole nother league.
I
Just
put
being
the
able to
work in.
keep it
There was a
clean
lot of
and
practice.
yep, for sure.
So much practice. Oh, I'm so glad my computer didn't crash. It crashed like twice yesterday. I had no idea why, so I made sure to like restart it before the race. And like I think last week or the week before, in a different league race, it crashed on the last corner of the last lap, which was
Yes,
brutal.
from a
And like
podium place,
all I
if I
had
recall
was
correctly.
for the last 20 minutes, all I had was flashbacks of it just alt F4ing in the last bit of the race and just making this all worth nothing.
Oh
That
God, yeah,
sucks.
yeah.
Especially because the front wheel drive and the rear wheel drive championship have no drops.
Yeah,
So one crash is it's it. It's you lose the ability to get that category, even though you're still in for the overall.
just don't crash.
Tell my RAM that.
Just have a good computer.
I wish I had a good computer.
Ignore the fact that I installed a new graphics card and my computer just didn't recognize the RAM, and I had to swap it.
Just download more RAM.
Yeah,
True, that's true. You're allowed to do that now.
I think so.
Recreationally. Yeah. Well, congrats on the win. Are you looking forward to next week?
The roofs at Surfers Paradise.
Paradise, yeah.
I don't think I know how to get around Surfers Paradise, so
You'll figure out pretty quick. The walls will tell you.
And I heard it's an all-wheel drive roof.
It is an all-wheel drive roof because the rear-wheel drive car was undrivable.
Is it a stick or is it a sequential?
I don't remember.
I think
drive
it's a stick,
it?
to be honest. I think it's the H
I did drive it, but I don't remember. It's been a little bit.
I'm like 90% sure it's an H
I
pattern.
think it's an H pattern.
Which is
I'm kind of
awesome.
excited for that now. It's gonna be hard work. It's gonna be a good hustle.
Live roof check. Let's go to roof check. It is. I can't find it. It doesn't say.
I'll find out later.
What does it
find
say?
out next week. Tune in next week.
We
when
will
we
find
figure
it,
out if
yeah.
the roof has a stick shift.
Yeah. I'm gonna open it. I'm actually gonna open it in the model showroom and just see if I can see an H pattern.
That's one way to do it.
I'm sure the stream is enjoying
Yes.
the fact that they can't see it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's an H pattern.
Beautiful.
Cool.
Got an
I look forward
Alcantara
to it.
wheel. Nice handbrake.
Thank you for having me again.
No problem. Thanks
Congratulations
for
on the win once again.
showing up.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
congrats on winning. I'm having a look currently inside the interior.
Oh,
of the roof.
shout out
Pretty
to
nice.
Thomas. I usually put in the laps and Thomas like fires up the Excel sheet or MATLAB and tries to figure out which strat is the dominant strat. And he put in the work today, even though he wasn't racing. So I appreciate that. Big props.
Shout out to Thomas.
Shout out to Thomas.
Shout out to Thomas.
Make sure you talk to Philip.
We will talk to Phil. Should we talk to Phil now? Let's talk to second and third. They're balanced a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, and maybe talk to Gags. Talk to everybody.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, let me go tell them not to be have bad mouth, and then yeah.
Okay, thanks, guys.
No problem. We will see you guys in the driver's area. I think Josh just went in there to tell everybody to behave. Are they going to behave?
I told them to. Well, I don't know. I told them to behave though.
All right, we will see. Let's jump in there and see how this goes.
Okay, bye.
Hey guys, you're all here live, and Jordan's here. All right, let's go. Let's go in order. Hang on, I got my notes. All right, second place driver, and third place driver. Hey, you guys are battling for a while. How was that?
Good. Pretty tight there at the end, coming down to 0.4 seconds, I think, on the last.
It really
lap.
was. Yeah, it was pretty close battle. You guys seem to be having a lot of fun in the last little bit. Okay, see you. Did who else do we have to talk to? I'm trying to remember it. Gags. I was told to talk to you by Val. What's up? What were your thoughts? What do you have to say to the people?
I don't think he's back from getting his whiskey.
Oh,
Oh.
I guess he's gonna need
Talk
it
to
after
Phil.
this race.
Phil
Well,
had the
anyways,
Giga
Phil,
pit strategy.
what was the Giga strat?
What a strategy breakdown. We're here on the pit wall with
What was
Phil
in your
all
mind when
the-
you rolled into that pit box?
So I actually think, given my skill level, the strategy made sense because I wasn't getting that much slower as the tires were because I was
Wait,
learning
that was
the
on
track better.
purpose?
Well, okay. The one stop was on purpose. The one stop was on purpose, and I stick to the fact that I think it would have worked for me if it hadn't been for the fact that as I rolled into the pits, I realized I didn't have enough fuel in my pit stop strategy, so I was messing with it, and I accidentally put on the semi.
Hey, Phil.
Uh-oh.
Ooh,
I was
And then-
100% gonna catch you.
whoopsie.
And then I realized that.
Hey, Gags,
that I
you're
had
still
to go
alive, by the way.
forward.
Don't say any bad words.
I said 100%.
No, I'm just letting you know.
But yeah, I had to leave the pit box, back up, go back into the pit box, try
Oh,
again.
that explains it because you were wondering like shuffling back and forth. He's like, oh,
I was like,
did he
yep.
have to? Yeah.
Also, call out post. I think it was Nathan who left the pit box in reverse at one
Oh,
point.
that was absolutely me.
Yeah,
I
he just-
definitely did that.
I was timing the pit stops like, oh, this will be close. It'll determine the battle for second. This dude leaves it in reverse. I'm like, all right. Okay.
I'd like to apologize to my dad for spinning out on lap 1.
Oh,
Roger,
Hi,
to
Dad.
your family.
hi to my family at home.
He loves me regardless. I've done way worse,
Oh,
but
that's good.
I'm
Spun on
still,
lap-
I was
I mean,
still
you
very
gotta-
disappointed, and I knew my dad was there to witness my shame.
I have a question. How was your lap one?
Awful. I was doing what I normally do, and I was in my mirrors, and the complex right before the hairpin. I was
chicane.
gonna come into back of Doug, and I got a little too heavy on the brakes, and back end came around.
Yeah, touch
Probably.
grass.
Yeah, in my
and
mirror, it
smell you
looked
later.
almost like Doug hit you.
No,
I
I
knew that
didn't. Nobody
wasn't the case.
touched me.
Um,
Almost all of my crashes, like all my serious offs, were my fault, 100%.
Well, that's good because at least you can't blame anybody.
No,
Just yourself.
I mean,
Yeah.
sorry, that's not good because at least you can't blame anybody.
but I did do another comeback drive, and honestly,
You
if
did.
you were looking at the lap times, that's probably where I belonged anyway. Joseph
No,
was
we didn't
faster
look.
than me.
I have good news.
What's
Yeah.
that?
Wait, is this the right?
I don't know, bro.
Oh, sorry, this is the wrong session. I was about to say that you had 0 car contact, but I'm going to check right now what the race
Me?
result was. I got to double check.
No, I bumped into Laszlo
Oh,
because he put the brakes on to let me by.
at the break. Somebody got destroyed coming out of the final chicane because someone was serving a slowdown, and it was really funny.
Oh
Because
no!
I think Daniel was in the back, and the two cars wrecked in front of him went opposite directions, and he just drove between them.
Yeah, did you see me slow down for 20 seconds on my first lap?
We saw a couple slowdowns.
Yeah,
from
because
you.
we thought it was a mechanical issue.
to a crawl. We're like, did his force feedback stop working?
Was- was it-
It was doing the thing where it was making
Oh,
me do
where it's like,
a 19.
yeah,
I came to a complete
it
stop
counts
and it
down,
wasn't good
and then
enough.
it's like you press the gas again, then it resets the
Yep.
penalty. Yeah,
Yeah,
classic
So
setup
I-
course of things.
yeah,
Wow, well
Fast
done.
racing
But
sim number
yeah.
one.
I did that not knowing those were going to be working this week. Like I made a cut to kind of preserve completely botching the corner or hitting anybody else, and yeah,
So
it was just it
people
was a
with
bump.
0 car incidents were me, Nathan, and
Whoa.
Philip, and honorarily
Nah,
Doug.
ain't no way.
I'm sorry.
Leah.
Can we take a moment to just appreciate that?
No,
Maybe I
that's
did.
all the time we have for today's broadcast.
I can't believe I did that.
You guys
You
done
did it, buddy.
You did it.
How many off tracks does he have?
Don't worry about that. I mean, they're gonna change Aqua Minerale to Corner de Oliveira.
That's true.
It just rolls off the tongue.
I'm so happy. Oh my
Corner of Oliver. what a corner name, man.
Aqua Oliver.
Oh man, that was a race that occurred. Everybody excited for the street circuit next week?
Yeah, now that you've told us that it's a stick shift.
Stick shift, all-wheel drive. I hope you guys are okay with driving 750 horsepower on a street circuit.
It's got all-wheel
Okay,
drive.
somebody left. That's good. That's always a good
They
sign.
might not be okay with it then.
Oh man, we're having a driver walkout. We have 3 cars on the grid. Alrighty, I guess that's it. Okay, thanks for coming out.
Yeah,
Cool.
thank you, everybody. So
I
once
don't know
again,
what else we do.
I'll just sign off with next week, week 7, Surface Paradise, Roof RT12R all-wheel drive, like we were saying before. It's going to be a good one. Hope you guys tune in for that. And then on behalf of myself, as well as Josh Cronin in the booth, as well as all the drivers here also in the booth, we say thank you for watching, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Everybody, it's Super Surface Paradise. It's 'cause street circuits in Australia.